What's up everyone, this is Kenny here from Profit Stories. So today we're going to look at an email and answer a question from email. So the question goes like this. Hi Kenny, I really like your advice on APS episode 69. It resonated with me well and also triggered my concern, hence this question below. I'm a 34-year-old married father with one toddler who recently bought a property in Kota Damansara. SPA signed December. My mortgage is 830,000, 830k, and I'm concerned about affordability with only 50k savings. My net salary is 12k, construction industry, and my monthly expenses are around 6.5k. If I were to lose my job or face a 50% pay cut, what are the potential financial consequences? And what steps can I take now to mitigate this risk? Best regards, worrying father. So there's two questions here. First is the potential financial consequences of losing a job or pay cut. And second, what are the steps he can take now to mitigate this risk? First of all, thank you so much for the email. And for those who wants to watch the video, APS 69, I'll leave it in the comments below. Worrying father, so these are my suggestions. Let me just look at it. For those things, right, that I do not have any info, this is a general question, right? What I can do is to make a wild guess, alright? I hope if it's a wild guess and the wild guess is wrong, I hope you can forgive me. I will say sorry first at the start, alright? So you mentioned here that only your salary, so I assume that your wife is not working and it's a single income family, okay? So your mortgage is 830,000. I'm assuming it's 35 years. It's 4,000. I don't know whether it's under con or sub-sale or completed property, but I have a wild guess. I can make a wild guess. It's a under construction property, okay? I'll tell you why later. And income net 12k, and then commitment. I assume this is including your rent. You're currently renting, okay? And your first house. This is your first house. I assume you're currently renting with your wife, and commitment here includes rent and also your living expenses for the three of you, okay? So let's start with the commitment. How much will you be paying if 830? So if 830, let's just say you talk about 35 years, and if you go and put in a mortgage calculator, it's about 4%, right? The rate now, 4%. Then you will get about 3,675.03, 3676. So I'm going to round it up to 3,700 a month. That's your mortgage, 3,700 a month. And you plus that with your current commitment of 6.5k, you got 10,200, okay? This 10,200, right? If let's just say if go to compare with your income, net income of 12,000, is already 85%. So your current DSR is 6,500 divided by 12,000 times 100%. So your current DSR is 54%. Once you add the mortgage of 3,700, you come up to 85%. Okay? So at this point of time, you have your savings underpinned already. So I assume that you got a good savings habit. Congratulations. Actually, savings habit is very important. 50k savings here. And you want to know what will happen if you lose job or 50% cut. So let's just go with the lose job. Lose job part. If you lose your job today, you need to pay 10,200 a month. That is what you need to pay. Okay? And let's just say your 50k savings, you can only last about 5 months. Let's just say it's 50% pay cut, then you still need to pay. You have a deficit of 6,000 a month. So you got 6,000, you got 12,000, you minus off, let's just say your net income now, let's just say it's 6,000, and then you minus off the 10,200 commitment, your deficit of 4,200 a month. I'm assuming, let's just say 4,000. 4,000, then you divide by your 50k. 50k, 4,000 divided by 50k is about 12 months. Can last 1 year, no? 1 year compared to 5 months. 5 months and 12 months here, a lot difference, right? So this, you can see how much even little bit of money come in and actually help us to actually sustain. So what can I say? What you're going to lose, you're going to actually face a lot of financial pressure, your financial consequences. And if push comes to shove, you might have to let go of this house. Okay? You might have to let go of this house if you lose your job or you get a pay cut of half. And this one is the financial consequences. Then you will need to send the property for auction. Then once auction, if you still owe the bank, the bank will actually declare that you are bankrupt. Okay, if the property, the auction can cover and all the fees, you are safe. But if not, you have to declare bankrupt. That is the potential financial consequences. Short term. Okay, how about long term financial consequences? Let's just talk about long term financial consequences. At 85% of your DSR, every month your money cut 85%, you do not have much room for savings. 15% here is savings and investment. It should be savings and investment because your toddler is going to grow, and children, right, as they get older, we need to save for their education. We need to save for their living expenses. And don't forget yourself, your old age, both of you. You want to retire your old age, you also need to save for your own old age. So that is why I think that this actually will even you still keep your job, right, you're very tight. And it will also cramp your lifestyle. I'm not sure about your lifestyle now, but peace of mind without the need to think of every month where I need to find extra money to pay this house is really, really something that is underrated. Once you get that peace of mind, right, I tell you, nothing in this, no matter how much money in this world, you cannot buy one. That kind of peace of mind, that you actually sleep well, you have a roof over your head, you have enough food for your family, okay, for yourself, enough rest, don't have to worry, you have to travel here and there once in a while. That kind of peace of mind and that freedom, no amount of money in this world can buy. Okay? So what I'm trying to say here is that you might have to change your lifestyle and you might not like it. Okay? You might not like it, your wife might not like it, and it will be a very hard life if you have this very little room to maneuver. Okay? I also don't know about your risk management. Do you have a medical card? Do you have insurance? Other than the one you buy from the bank, you bought mortgage, sure got MRTA or not? MRTA, right? MRTA enough or not? I also don't know. Okay? Your wife, is it covered? Is she covered or not? In the event that you're not around, because you are the sole breadwinner, is she covered? Your children, your kid, your toddler, is he or she covered with sufficient medical insurance? See pediatrician is not cheap. Okay? So long run, what will happen if you go down this route where your expenses is more than too high. The expenses, you're over leveraged and your expenses is too high. What will happen is that you will rob your future. Your future, when it comes to retirement, when it comes to your children's education, your children's well-being. Okay? And don't forget, when you have this kind of small margin, any emergency, let's just say someone's sick or the car breaks down, you need to replace the car, or some emergency in the family members that you need to help. All right? Medical, can be financial emergencies. You don't know. You don't have much room. That is the consequences. Okay? So let's go to your second question. What steps can I take now to mitigate this risk? Okay, these are a few suggestions that I can give you. And number one is that as we take a look at yourself, your net salary 12,000 means I presume you are quite high at senior level position in construction. I know it's going to sound cliche, but use this money, extra money you have, right, to better yourself, to learn new skill. Because construction is also going to get disrupted by AI. A lot of things is going to get disrupted by AI. Okay, I have a friend in QS, quantity surveying. Okay, I have a few friends. Let me just share with you two different stories of two of my friends in quantity surveying. One is currently in Singapore. It's a she. She work day and night. There's no rest for her. She works since she graduated until now. She's a director level, associate director level in Singapore. Okay, for a big construction firm. So she herself say, okay, that's my limit because I cannot go higher. If I want to go higher, there's no other firms that can pay my level. So she's already hit the income ceiling already. So what she does, right, is she actually invests in a lot of her money, invest outside. Okay, invest of course outside her work. She took like property investing. She took stock investing. She's even go for classes, to learn this is what she did. Okay, I got another friend of mine. This guy is a QS but based in Malaysia. So he's working in a small developer company, and he does from A to Z all the QS work, whatever those all he does, because the boss, right, just hire him do everything. He do QS but he do no qualification. This girl got qualification. Okay, this guy no qualification. He just have experience. His salary, I can tell you, it doesn't reach your level. Okay, doesn't reach your level, and he work like crazy. This guy, he's always been into business, so he failed multiple businesses. Go back to work, come back, go back to work, come back, go back to work, come back. Until now, right, what he told us is like this. I asked him, what if since you are actually having this kind of like so much stress and so much work to do for same pay, your boss also don't increase your pay, why don't you leave? Then he tell me, Kenny, my QS actually a lot of things AI can do. Everything plug the figure inside, put inside, is done. So in future, no need people like me. So where can I go? That's why he asked. I said, oh, like that. So he's also old want to change new industry very hard. So what he did is that on the side he also runs his own business. This guy you cut his slash his hand, the blood come out all the word business only. He has business in his blood, and he loves doing business. Okay, so he does a lot of business on the side just to survive. Okay, and also one day he wants his business to replace his income, and both of these people are single, so they don't have much things to worry about other than themselves. So why I'm sharing with you this is that I hope that you take this as a some of a point for you to learn, because I see, right, up your net income 12,000, you minus off your net your commitment 6,500 now is so very comfortable. You can actually invest in yourself first, and then you still have enough money to invest in something else. I would highly recommend that you don't just invest in something passive at your age. We do not at your age, at your situation now. You have a kid, right, and your wife is not working. You don't want to take too much risk. You want to make sure that the money is always there. Okay, so invest in yourself, because if you invest in yourself, your skills, your knowledge, your networking, I think if you can just go to networking, meet people of the other industries, same industries. Okay, explore your hobbies. Let's just say you have hobby of playing, I don't know, maybe pickleball. Just try and join some groups, different groups. 1 week once, try to play 1 hour. Then get to know people. From there, or weekends, right? You can actually bring your wife, get to know other couples as well, get to know other parents. Bring your children out. So that's some of the ways that you can actually go out of that industry. Because if you want to earn more, you have to go out from there. to invest in yourself, network. Okay. The next way is, of course, to invest in knowledge, in education, to find asset classes that suits you. Okay. It could be another investment property. It could be investing in stocks. That depends on something that you know. Stick to something that you know and do not deviate. Okay, stick to something that you know well and you know how to make money from it. Your core competency. You are in construction, right? I'm sure you get news of where is a good deal, and I'm sure you have extra advantage compared to me as a real estate agent. You know the cost of the building. So when I give you a price, say for example, you know the cost of building is 200,000. Then, for example, I give you a price. Hey, auction, I got one auction 250,000. Will you grab? And then you know the rent can cover and cover positive cash flow. You will grab. Okay? Because you know the cost to construct this is 200,000. Now auction 250. So go in, no? That is one example of sticking within something you know. Or you could look at stock market. You know the construction industry well. So you know your company, right? Where do they buy from? Where do they supply to? Where's the new development? You know where. Because new developments, all you all will know first. Then you can invest in those companies or invest in the banks. Alright? The banks need to finance the project. Banks also very stable. Where got such thing as bank lose money? No such thing. And then they give dividends also. So these are the some of examples, right, where you stick within your core competency. You don't have to think so much. You stick between things that you know. Okay? So we talk about you, done. Now we talk about your wife. Okay? Housewife, right, these days, depends on how you manage your children. Okay, I have friends who actually, like, when their kid is go to sleep, right, what they do is that they are virtual assistants, or they do online business. So there's nowadays, right, there's a lot of things that you can do from home. For example, like affiliate marketing. You can actually create video of things that you do at home. Your wife cooks, right? For example, you can follow people like Cairo Amin. He cooks, then he sells his own product. I'm not saying that you need to create your own product. You cook, you can be affiliate for maybe a frying pan or a sauce, on TikTok shop, on Shopee. You can do that. You put on your social media, share your cooking, share your recipe, if your wife is into all this. Or if not, your wife can also go and upskill herself as a virtual assistant. I know of a lady who's on wheelchair. So she has a disability on wheelchair. This is what she does. She started off as a virtual assistant, and she's also have some health problem. So she can't really stand on her legs, very weak. So she started this virtual agency solo. So she offers services. What does virtual assistant do? This is things like exactly like you have a personal assistant in office, right? Now it's virtual. They arrange your meetings, they screen your calls, they check your emails, everything they do. That means basically you just pass to them what they need to do, they do. Then you can focus on the job. That's what she does. She started off one person, now she has an agency. Okay? She has an agency. So she goes a lot to networking events. She trains new VA, virtual assistant. And I also meet this lady who's this year is 70 plus years old. Her children also big already. So what she does is that she told her husband, I say, I still want to work. I've raised the children, 3 children. All children, all big already. The husband is a doctor. So for 30 plus years, she's a stay-at-home mom. She take care of the house and the children. She used to work for company like Shell, big company like Shell, so become a housewife. Now she has a company where she trains virtual assistants. She trains housewife and also mothers who wants to come back to the workforce. She trains that. Okay, so there are a lot of assistants down there that can help your wife while she can work at home, and she can be with the toddler. She can be with your kid. Okay, she don't have to leave the house. This is the amazing power of the internet. So what I'm suggesting is that to mitigate this risk, right, I would highly recommend that you bring your wife into this. Toddler, maybe 2-3 years old, is still some time there. If you can, then suggest this to your wife. There's a lot of things out there that can be done. Even baby products, I tell you, can sell off like very fast off the shelf, like Shopee and TikTok Shop. Baby products is one of the products that can sell very fast. Maternity products and baby product, wow, very fast. Okay. So one is affiliate marketing. Second one, you can be a VA, virtual assistant. You go and explore this. And third one is that I'm not sure whether she has any skills or not. I also have friends, husband and wife, who are accountants. Okay, and they, as you can guess, they sell the skills. They are accountants. Both of them are accountants. The husband started off first freelance accountant. Okay, the wife is still working in a company. The husband go out find business, and then they both do the business together. So I'm not sure if your wife have that kind of skill. If she has another kind of skill where she's a designer, even better. She can go and design posters, logos, thumbnails. Learn how to use AI again. Okay, learn how to use AI to do all this. You editing videos, you also can do editing. So there's a lot of things she can do at home actually. Last but not least, this is how to mitigate, right? There's only two ways. Number one is earning, increase your income. This I'm already talked about for both of you. Okay. I do not recommend you to start a business. Honestly, I do not recommend, because you have to focus on your job. Get better at your job. A business will take up so much of your time. Okay, earning income. Second is reduce expenses. See which expenses you can reduce. I'm not sure what you can reduce, but there are things that cannot be reduced, which is insurance. Okay, medical card, please. This one, all this cannot. Don't compromise. Get the best. The best here doesn't mean the highest premium. I'm not an insurance agent. Okay, I'm not an insurance agent. I'm not a financial planner. So I don't want to advise all this because I cannot. Okay, so you need to find a qualified insurance agent and then let a look through the policy again and see whether it's enough for cover your family, because now you have a new liability, which is the 830,000 loan. Okay, so how to reduce expenses some more? Remember at the start I mentioned that you buy under con, right? So how do I know? Because if you are buying a subsale property, you will have written that this property installment and count towards your commitment. Okay, you didn't. So I take a wild guess that you bought an undercon property. Okay, because usually undercon, what's the pitch? For 3,700, never mind. You 3,700 now, you don't pay now, you pay 4 years later. That is the pitch. Okay, that is the pitch the agents will give you. That is the pitch developers all will give you. Which they are right, because now you're only paying progressive interest, right? That is why you didn't include. But we don't know what is going to happen 4 years down the road. Four years down the road, assuming you're buying high rise. But at that price that you actually tell me, and also that location, I know there's no landed property around that price. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure about this place. Okay, I know the landed there is very expensive, but let me assume this is high rise and let me assume this is under construction. So what I'm about to suggest to you is going to be drastic and it's going to look very painful. Okay, if you already look into the situation right now, you know that you need to pay 10,200 a month with no room for your future, to invest in your future, and you know now how to increase your income and what to do with yourself and your wife. Why not? My most drastic if you really want to reduce and focus for the future you cancel your purchase. Okay, that is the most drastic I can give you. At 34, you are still very, very young. You don't have to rush to buy your first property. You don't have to rush to buy something for own stay. With the amount of property for rent now, there's so many. You can get cheap rental, 3 rooms, 2 bathroom, no problem. You can even have another kid with 3 room, 2 bathroom, no problem. You don't have to pay 3,700. You can get 2,000 something, and it's already fully furnished, also can get. Okay, so don't have to rush because there's a lot of supply. Don't have you cannot be too fussy lah. You want near this, near that, and then you still want to pay a low price. That one a bit hard lah. But if you're not fussy, you still can rent, and you so give you so much room to invest in yourself and maybe another kid. One more thing I want to talk about is that something that is totally out of control lah. Today, we know, right? The even the whole world situation is totally, we don't know what's going to happen. It's so uncertain. First half of the year, first quarter of the year already got earthquake. So many times, earthquake lah, accident lah, flood lah, pipeline tragedy lah, pipeline burst lah, and also recently the US Trump tariff. Okay, so we don't know whether you are going to get replaced or not down the road in the job. When the job is changing so fast, the things are changing so fast. Okay, so that is why to mitigate the risk, right, I honestly think that 50,000 here, you could be a better use to shield yourself from the future that is coming. It could be put to a better use to shield yourself for future that is coming, in the sense that you assume that you might lose your job, or you get to upskill yourself. Who knows? Maybe along the way you get to upskill yourself, you might be able to have an opportunity to uproot and go to overseas and work there. Okay, we don't know. So bottom line, what I want to say is this. I have to your two questions. Number one, potential financial consequences. The worst is that you go to bankrupt. That's it. But that is the worst on paper. What I'm more concerned about is your family, because if it's financial strain, it's not only affect you, it affect your family also. Okay, peace of mind to me is something money can never buy. No matter how much money you give me, cannot buy peace of mind. I can buy a bed, but I cannot buy a good night's sleep. That's what it means. Second one, what steps you can take now to mitigate this risk? To summarize, I've already given you that. Number one, you could invest in yourself. Cliche as it sounds, invest in yourself. Take that extra money, invest in yourself. Second is to go and invest in something that will give you returns, not high like crazy, but stable returns. Third is, I do not encourage you to start a business. Number four, go to your wife. Your wife can also have a lot of options for a stay-at-home mom to work nowadays. You can do affiliate marketing, you can do live hosting, okay? You can do virtual assistant. There's a lot of resources. Companies are training virtual assistants like this, graphic design. And number five, I'm not sure if your wife have a special skill like accounting, company secretary, so she can actually work from home for doing that. And to reduce expenses, I also given you this suggestion of cancelling the purchase. You don't have to worry. You don't have the house, okay? Don't have to worry. You focus on your earning, the house will come. Because now renting is also a viable option. You can get a very good unit, large unit for 2,000 plus. You renting. Don't have to buy the house. And I must say, I don't know whether it's under con or sub sale. If it's a sub sale, okay, and you sign the off letter, you still haven't disbursed, check with your lawyer. But that one, both going to cost you money. Okay, after looking at this, you need to ask yourself long and hard whether you can really afford this. Yes, I know if it's 3-4 years down the road, but I will still be very concerned. Okay, I will want to invest on my family first and on myself first, get my income up first, and then look at possibility getting my wife into the workforce. If there's not an option, I want to invest myself. The more important, I invest myself, increase the income. Okay, because 85% of your net income goes to commitment is too high. If you want to play safe, maximum is 50. But 50% of your net income goes to commitment. Okay, so 50% is inclusive of accommodation, whether rental or mortgage. If you want to play that, you want to play it safe. This is very, very safe already, because 50% go to needs. Okay, needs are including housing, food. These are all needs. housing, food, utilities, needs, and then 30% is wants. You maybe want to go for holiday once a year, twice a year, bring your family. Just go lah. This 30% is for it, and 20% is for investment. Okay, at your stage, with your kid, you want to play with it, adjust, see how to adjust. Maybe you reduce your wants to 10%. I don't know. But I digress. That was a method that's suggested by some of the finance gurus. I don't know where it came from, but I find it reasonable lah. But you just need to change your percentage according to yourself. Okay. Last but not least, worrying father. I totally understand how you feel to be the provider, breadwinner on the family. I watched my dad doing the same and raised the three of us. Yeah. It's never easy being the dad. And if nobody tells you that you are appreciated, I want to tell you that everyone actually appreciates you, including myself. And you are doing well, alright? If you have not, and your wife and kid is lucky to have a father like you who loves them so much. Because if you do not, you will not have reached out to me. Okay? So I hope all is well for you. And take it, whatever I share here, with a pinch of salt. Do your own due diligence. Think for yourself. In the end of the day, we are the only one that can help ourselves. Alright? Discuss this with your spouse. I'm sure she'll be very supportive. This is Kenny here from Property Stories. And I'll see you again next video.